Okay, and there we go. We are now properly live.
Heck yeah, we got this going on. We'll do this.
Yes, only 3 minutes late behind schedule.
We start in 2 minutes, right?
Well, no, this is the warm-up. Technically, the stream has already started. This is just the warm-ups to get us in the mood, to get us going, to get us prepared, to allow for more interesting engagement with our audience. And, it's also a good time to do tests to make sure everything is coming through clearly and there are no audio problems.
Yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense. I've got everything up. I'm ready to go. I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm drowning. That is not accurate. Yeah, see, like, in Dark Souls 3 after. Let me change that to just chatting because this is not updated like I wanted it to.
Yeah, it's thanks for playing Barotrauma, but we're not.
There, it has been updated.
Heck yeah, we got this.
Yeah, that was not accurate, but now it's all right. There we go. Okay.
All right. God, it's gonna be so.
No, go on. What were you saying?
Oh, it's gonna be so weird playing Dark Souls 3 again.
Yeah, you haven't played it. Like, yeah, that's what we have planned. Yeah, coming up is. I mean, we're also gonna have like our just chatting thing. So, yeah. Hey, Cyclops, good to see you.
Good to see you. You made it. Thank you. We got ourselves our number one eye, by which I mean
our number one eye, our moderator galore. Yes, perfect.
Exactly. We're golden. We're perfect. We're stellar. We're splendid. Right?
Didn't Perlis say to throw him a link? And,
oh yeah.
We don't have a Perlis tonight, but
yeah, I'll throw him the link. He's away right now.
Just throw it to him anyway. What's the matter? He's gonna get it.
I already did. I just said it to him.
Oh, I thought you said he's away, as if you were going to wait to give it to him.
No, I said, oh, he's away, and then I sent it to him as I said that.
No, I get you.
I as in Secret Agent of Banning. Oh no, we mean I as in Divine Cybermancy.
Oh my! Right. Wow. I had a friend who gifted me that game, and I never played it yet.
Was it Patches?
No, it was not Patches, actually.
Interesting.
Sylas. Yeah.
He really, really kept trying to drag me into that game and kept all right, so this game is fun because watch me speedrun this level. And then it's Divine Cybermancy is our deepest cut.
Wow.
God, there's a lot of that game is it's the FF11 of cyberpunk games in that it's weird and obscure and obtuse and there's a lot of beating your head against it, but there's a lot of interesting, fascinating, deep stuff there. But
I like how you refer to it as the Final Fantasy 11 now, because you have been playing that recently with us.
Well, in that it's a game that is difficult and has a bar of entry that I don't feel like trying to cross, but also it's still cool and I want to have fun with it,
Yeah, I get you. A bar of entry that's difficult to cross.
No, I'm not saying that I couldn't cross it, but I don't really wanna.
So have you never played it?
I played. It's just I didn't get to the point where I was having fun in it.
Oh. I gave up on but later picked up the expansion pack where they fix everything.
Oh, but didn't you know that playing the original version of it's the only right way to do it? If you're playing the fixed version, you're casual.
Is that a thing going around?
No, I'm just referencing the FF11 stuff.
Oh. God.
It's called Necromunda Hired Gun, and it came out earlier this year. Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible. I've heard good things about that game.
30 seconds.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm just gonna sing.
You're just gonna sing?
No, I'm not. I know you hate it when I sing.
Yeah, don't sing. Nobody wants to hear you sing. You can sing, I'll let you sing one song, and that's, Man, I am zoning out on, band names today.
Offspring?
No, not Offspring. No. So it's man, I cannot think of the name. Man, it's gonna come to me later. It's gonna come to me, but for now we're starting.
You are
As
so
I am
good.
like invisible right now, so you have to give me a moment to like.
Am I
load in.
invisible too?
No, you're invisible actually.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. It's because I'm the important one.
Yeah, you're the important one. You're,
Yeah,
you're
don't validate that opinion. Don't be mean to yourself.
No. You are the important one. You're the fruit bat everyone loves.
I will bite you.
I'm not made of
when
fruit.
you appear. When you don't. Are you saying you've never bitten something that you didn't want to eat?
What do you mean?
Have you
Someone
literally
off-screen.
never?
Shouting into the film room.
Yes.
Also, hi, Perlis.
Hey, we got a Prilly. Oh my god, Prismic Prilly, like prism. I was thinking prismatic Prilly, like all sparkly and glorious.
All sparkly and glorious.
Yeah, like a prismatic spray, like the D&D spell.
Yeah, given that you're the only one here, I'm gonna like size you a little bit.
Make me the biggest.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, at Kiki : I'm so big. And there you are.
There we go.
Soon, Prilly shall be the shiniest.
Make some
Ah,
adjustments, and
we're
there we
we're
go.
both getting closer.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit closer to each other. We're never gonna kiss, but there's a little bit of will they won't they tension.
Don't say that. We don't need like potential future artists.
No one's gonna actually like pick up on me saying that. There we go. Just wondering if the chat had highlight yet. Does it have
Oh.
highlight? What's a highlight?
You're supposed to be streaming. These are like, this isn't the streaming 101 rule book.
Is it like it's where you send a message and it's all like called attention to, right? Right?
Wow.
Your silence is telling.
What's wrong with my silence?
It means that I said something dumb.
You didn't say something dumb. No, you can't ever say something dumb. I was just curious if Cyclops was gonna like specify.
I see. I was going
Interesting.
to I was gonna say something really dumb, then I remembered that it's an actual conspiracy theory, and I felt bad that it's an actual conspiracy theory.
Oh, what is it?
Vaccines make people magnetic was what I was going to say,
Wait, what?
and then I remembered that's an actual thing that some people believe.
Wait, what?
Are you unaware of that conspiracy theory?
I didn't know this was a thing. What is this?
I said you said you couldn't say anything dumb, and so the first thought that popped in my head was vaccines make people magnetic.
Okay,
But
is this a thing that's going around now?
it's part of the COVID conspiracy theory.
When people try to convince me that wait,
Yeah, see?
hold on. Vaccines make people magnetic.
They obviously don't make people magnetic, but
I
there are people
know,
who
but I'm
believe they
trying to
do.
think of like the logic behind that.
Because if you put a spoon to the vaccine spot, it'll stick because it's magnetic. Because you've been injected and you're a 2.0 and we real people are scared of you. And it's just. I think the subtitle for this stream should just be dunking on conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories. Is that what we're talking about now?
I mean, it wasn't the plan, but yeah,
Oh,
right,
the
yeah.
microchip thing.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. It's like, and the way you can tell that you've been microchipped is that you're magnetic. Okay, everybody remember that jet fuel can't melt vaccine serums.
Yes, I can.
It's gonna come from my throat like that, huh?
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
I said
But
jet fuel.
instead,
I said
yeah,
jet.
yeah. I was about to continue into that.
Okay, yeah, do it.
But instead, it's vaccine serums.
Yeah, exactly. They can't be melted because they're already liquid. Makes you think, doesn't it?
You're so silly. I swear.
I caught you off guard, didn't I?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Just
I've got weapons at my disposal.
cute, adorable bat weapons. Yes.
Rah, rah,
Yeah, you don't know what to say when I bring that up, huh?
rah. I've got claws.
No.
Also, isn't melting liquid just boiling it, or are you talking like sublimating it or whatever? Okay, I need to know more about how you can melt liquid that doesn't involve boiling it. Is it?
I honestly thought melting liquid was just turning a solid into a liquid.
Oh,
Melting liquid. I just thought melting was literally just
Yeah, melting is the act of turning a solid into a liquid, right? And then sublimating is when something just goes gassy. Or not sub. Is it sublimating? Is that the word I'm thinking of? I'm an idiot, by the way. Can you tell?
Can we get that clipped, please?
Damn it! I forgot that you could do that. Melt in terminology is slightly okay. Yes. Listen, I know that you could like make like a bacon melt and put liquid on it, and thereby use melt as a verb in that sense by melting it. What?
What liquid are you gonna put on a bacon melt?
Like ranch dressing?
Is that a liquid?
Yeah, it's. Wait,
Isn't like
ranch dressing does not have a solid shape.
but isn't this like a like weird sort of like mix between liquid and solid?
No,
and it's
no
like
matter how a thick liquid is still a liquid. You wouldn't say that it's a drippy solid. Like ice that's melting is liquid on a solid.
okay. So when does something become a liquid and it's no longer considered a solid there?
When it flows. At all.
It flows. Okay, so what about cats?
Cats are just liquids in a plastic baggie. We know this already.
Oh, so that's like okay, so that's different then. I see.
Yeah. Wait, liquid plastic can still be melted? How does that work? Is it like heating up plastic that's liquid at room temp? I need to know more about how this works. I need to know. How do you melt liquid plastic? What happens when you melt liquid plastic?
You have the bat curious for science now.
Exactly.
This.
Clip is left. God dang it.
Sweet, wonderful. Thanks.
I'm
You are the best.
God. Playing Pick Me Up by Tesk.
Wow, just looking at what the thing's picking. You're that bored already, huh?
I'm excited, and a new thing popped up, and Pick Me Up was all spaced out, and it was interesting for a moment.
Wow, already.
I'm also waiting to learn about how okay, it begins off gassing, and then you get things similar to combustion. Okay, so it's just yeah, adding heat to liquid plastic just makes it go into gas and then also fire. That's how is that melting though? That's not melting. I don't know. I hate to call into question the brilliance of insurance companies, but that sentence ends there. What do you think about insurance companies, Sylas?
Are you asking what I think about insurance companies?
I know you've got a lot of very powerful takes when it comes to.
No, we're not turning this into a debate stream. Like, we are not turning this political, because the moment we turn this political, the whole stream dynamic changes.
Okay. Well, isn't talking about American holidays somewhat risky in that sense then?
It's American holidays, they're different. It's like Christmas is coming up, and it's the start of November, and everything is all like turning Christmassy now. It's not really something that's like gonna,
Why don't you debate? Come on my show and debate me.
Yeah.
Come on my show. Why don't you come on my show? But yeah, everything. Like Mariah Carey gets unfrozen, and the Christmas season begins as soon as spook time ends.
Who gets unfrozen?
Mariah Carey, the "All I Want for Christmas Is You" lady.
Why is she frozen?
Because she has to be preserved for Christmas time.
But she's. I think all the blood is going to your brain.
No, we only have a very small amount of Mariah Carey as a resource. She has a limited lifespan. So for 11 months out of the year, she's frozen. And then for November, she's brought back to life so she can sing.
I hate this canon. But it's the American excellence.
Yeah, you missed this. You missed the saddest part of the story, though.
Okay.
She's only unfrozen for November so they can get her all her singing done, and then she misses Christmas because she has to be refrozen to preserve her. They awaken her every year a little bit earlier, and now she no longer gets to see the holiday. She's been trapped in a Kafkaesque prison of her own manufacture. All she wants for Christmas is freedom.
Next D&D campaign confirmed.
Oh, I'm proud of the idea of all she wants for Christmas is freedom, but it makes me laugh. But yeah, so American Thanksgiving has not yet happened, and Canadian Thanksgiving already has happened, but everything...
Well, that's why the stream says American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is, like, it's like in the US... Yeah, it's all the conservation and eco carry from there. Yeah, see, Cyclops gets it.
Oh.
Exactly. But yeah, so here's the thing. Thanksgiving doesn't make you any money, except for the turkey companies. So there's not much point in advertising it, right?
Thanksgiving makes I mean, it's also good for the cranberry companies and
The cranberry companies need all the help they can get, but God, do you remember when cranberry juice companies lobbied to avoid having to put
Ooh.
how much sugar was in
Hang
their
on,
drinks?
hang on. I like this song.
Ooh.
There we go. I really like that song. anyways, as you were saying.
Oh, I can't remember which one. I think it was Ocean Spray. Lobbied really hard to not have to disclose how much sugar was in their drink, like in their cranberry juice, because they believed that the cranberry like flavor was really strong, and they really didn't want to let people know how much sugar they had to put into it for it to be palatable. And that was their argument. Like, you're going to kill us if you make us disclose how much sugar we had to put into this so it's drinkable.
Oh. Cyclops, it's interesting you say that because literally like the day after is Black Friday, and so
exactly.
It is like the most would you consider it the least capitalist or the most capitalist thing ever?
I think Thanksgiving and Black Friday are completely separate events. Like, the two of them were like, the whole point of Black Friday was it's a corporate holiday where they make everything really cheap so they can get into the black again, right? It just happens to be alongside Thanksgiving. Like, the two aren't connected at all. It's just that through, not coincidence exactly, but because the way the fiscal year lines up, from what I'm remembering, Black Friday is the day that things go well for all the companies because it's like the holiday day so people can go out and shop and stuff. It's just that it's convenient for capitalism to happen on that day, but the holiday itself, Thanksgiving, has basically zero presence in the capitalist advertising scape.
So you're telling me Thursday Thanksgiving isn't linked with Black Friday?
I'm saying that the link is that it could have happened to any holiday that happened on Thursday at the end of the fiscal year.
I don't know. I'm seeing conspiracy theories here.
Here's what I mean. Let's say the fiscal year ends in June, okay? And let's say, or hang on, when does President's Day happen? I need to check. President's
February
Day
something, I think?
It's the third Monday in February.
Okay, yeah.
So let's say instead of being the third Monday in February, it was the third Thursday in February. And the fiscal year ended that around that time period.
Wait, the fiscal year ended around there?
No,
so
the fiscal year, quarters, Q1.
Okay. Yeah.
And let's say that Q4 ended a little while after that.
Okay.
Black Friday would be the Thursday after President's Day.
Of buying on the lead up to Thanksgiving to another quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like strategic placement, there is a reason they would have stuck it right after Thanksgiving.
I mean, hang on. When does the fiscal year end? December 31st, yeah. So the goal is to have the entirety of December and the end of November to get back into the good, right? If you're to get as much money out of what you've got for that year as possible, right?
I mean, Christmas will do that regardless, so it's
But Rebel Truck. I feel like Black Friday, when I think Black Friday, I don't think this is the day that right after Thanksgiving. I think, yeah, exactly, have the biggest Q4 you can. For me, Black Friday is the day that everything money is the day of money. That is just, it's kind of divorced from the day that precedes it, right?
Where everything is super cheap and, instead of being grateful for what you have, you go out and buy more things.
Yeah. And it's kind of like the, Thanksgiving is the day where you're grateful, and now that it's out of your system, you can go back and be capitalistic.
Now that it's out of your system. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Now that you've seen your family and you realize how much you didn't want to do that, time to go back and realize how good it is.
See, that's what I was going to get into with this, though, is it kind of seems like Thanksgiving is you're supposed to be thankful for all you have and what you have. And then literally the day after is running to the stores to try to get more stuff super cheap so you can have it. So it's like
there's an element of cognitive dissonance to it, right?
yeah, you see what I mean? Why it feels
I
like
do.
it was almost deliberately placed just because of that. It's like
I do get what you're saying. It does. I can see.
yes,
It's
exactly.
Thanksgiving is
Cyclops.
absolutely the purge of good feelings before the planned return to capitalism. Yeah, capitalist values. but what I personally feel about with regard to Thanksgiving and the like is that it's not a money making holiday, except for the company, but the holiday itself isn't, but at the same time, in addition to everyone buying things on Christmas, you've got that surge of activity in the days after it, where people are getting things for cheap that were discounted because they were for Christmas stuff, right?
Okay.
It feels like that, but just cranked up to 15, right?
Okay.
So however, there's no there's no Thanksgiving songs, there's no Thanksgiving excitement, there's no ads for Thanksgiving movies are few and far between. Name two of them, and one of them is Chicken Run, right?
Chicken Run and Turkey Day.
Is Turkey Day an actual film?
I don't know. I was just saying it.
Turkey Day film. Oh my god. When the devious Count Dracula uses his powers to hypnotize Turk the Thanksgiving turkey to officially cancel his big day, Turk does as commanded.
Yeah, okay. So Turkey Day, that's another
Turkey
one.
Day is a real film that came out last year. It features Dracula hypnotizing the Thanksgiving turkey, who doesn't exist. And then Santa saves the day. So the Thanksgiving movie isn't even about Thanksgiving.
Okay. So
the film Turkey Day is about Santa and his elves defeating Dracula to save Thanksgiving.
that sounds about right. Okay, so we have that. What else would count as a Thanksgiving movie? I'm pretty sure there's some American Christian films that count as those
That's counting those weird cult films that are those weird cult anime films. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. What about shows that have a Thanksgiving episode? I'm pretty sure there's a VeggieTales American Thanksgiving things, and finally discover if it's different.
It's different than the version in media because the version you see in media is a thing that happens. Whereas in my experience, it's hit or miss. But then again, my family doesn't all live near each other, so
Yeah. I can give you a good accuracy of how this works for American Thanksgiving. You go to the store, you buy a turkey, and the person who actually knows how to cook in your family is the one who prepares the turkey, so nobody gets sick. Because if somebody doesn't, then it's a bad thing. And so you have this turkey. It's a store-bought turkey. I mean, there's also turkey shoots where you can go to a shooting range. What? Hold on, it's not as bad as you think. Let me explain. Let me think. So,
God, what?
don't stop. It's not like what you think. This is definitely.
You live in the South, don't you?
Yes, I do, but it's not what you think. So a turkey shoot, despite the name, isn't you going out to shoot turkeys at a range. No, you shoot. You take your gun, you shoot at a range, and if you actually score a bullseye and you get the most points, you win a turkey.
Can I point out that the sentence opened with, then you've got a turkey shoot where you go to a shooting range and.
This is worth asking. What do you people actually do the whole day? Yeah, I'll get into that.
You get into that, and then, or I can get into that after you finish describing your ideal Thanksgiving.
My ideal
Thanksgiving? Your archetypical Thanksgiving, the one that you actually experience.
Yes. So particularly the person who knows how to cook in your family usually has the Thanksgiving.
I do actually need to step away for a moment. It's time.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's time.
One moment.
She'll be back in a moment. She's gonna go take care of something real quick. Okay. So you have this turkey, and it comes with the neck. I had a grandma who was really loved eating the neck on the turkey. So she was always the one who got the neck. It was the weirdest thing. But effectively, you have your family over. The turkey's cooking. You have the stuffing. Sometimes cranberry, which comes in a can of all things. It's not it's cranberry preserves or something. It's not very good and appetizing in my opinion, but I know some people who love it. And then you have the sweet potatoes. usually made with marshmallows and things like that. And yes, the jelly mass. Yeah. You get it.
I've done a return.
In slices, yes. I was talking about the cranberry, like preserves that come in the
cranberry.
can.
Oh
It
god.
isn't. Yeah.
The mess.
Yeah, that comes in slices. You know, when you can slice it,
Yeah.
it's just that weird jelly like slice
Exactly. It's like opening up an old can of Campbell's soup that you just like plop into a bowl and then cut so it melts better.
thing. Yeah, exactly. And then you have these sweet potatoes that also sometimes have marshmallows with them.
What?
Yeah, you don't know about that? Sweet potato and marshmallows?
No.
Look it up.
I mean, I believe you, but that sounds like such a strange combination of flavors.
It's a pretty good combination.
It sounds like French fries and milkshakes. Like, who would ever eat that?
The French. I'm teasing. I don't know that.
think the French would ever do that, but that was that.
Yeah. It's like sweet potatoes, and sometimes they're like made with like marshmallows on top.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then see that's the meal portion, and you have that all set out like a feast. So you have the turkey in the middle, and then sometimes you might have ham or.
It's very much a be thankful for things, but also eat until you feel very ill holiday.
But see, the fun part is when you bring over all the family that you don't like to Thanksgiving, because everyone has that one person, that one individual they don't like that they have to bring over for Thanksgiving to make them feel included or wanted.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird family politics at play that I've seen but don't really get to experience because of how my family's been doing things.
The family politics is like half the fun of Thanksgiving. I'll be perfectly honest.
And I can go into how my Thanksgiving goes if it's wanted as well afterward.
Yeah. Let me like
Yes,
you know.
You do your thing.
So naturally we have I want to say like the cognito hazard effect of Thanksgiving on Americans is standing out. You begin talking about what you do on the day, and it seamlessly narrows to one meal. What is happening with all this
everything
stuff?
that happens. What happens, at least on my end, is there's a lot of road trips that aren't fun, family politics and terrible people, one meal, and then you hide outside in the back porch while the family member who smokes stands out there in the bracing cold with you, and neither of you talk with each other.
And so particularly you have that sort of thing. You have people that ask about the family. You have the family members who bring over like their newborn baby or their young child who is like really annoying, and you don't really want to do anything with them because they're kids.
Oh god.
And then you also have like the old religious grandma, like not even grandma, it's usually like great aunt or something like that.
It's usually like like the sibling of like a grandparent, like someone who just has had like half of a drink and uses it as an excuse to say some things.
And then she talks about how kids these days are always on their cell phone and how they like.
Oh, that's not where my relative that does that goes to.
I like how I'm trying to describe the usual typical like thing here, and you're like, that's
Sorry.
not true.
No, it's not. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just calling you a demon who loves spreading chaos. There's a difference.
Wow. So particularly in this situation, you have like, at least on my end, you have this very religious aunt who's like, thinks she's like near perfect because her like husband was the pastor of some like church, who I should say former pastor of some church because they're like retired and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But has a tendency to go around really like not even spreading religion, but just talking about how she does not understand the youth of today and how kids these days are all spoiled rotten and how they're terrible spawns of Satan pretty much. And that's pretty much what she likes to go on like binge talking about.
Favorite thing about that is the kids these days are spoiled. How could they? Asterisk doesn't look at the parents, asterisk.
Yeah. Like how they don't know what true hardship is back when we were young, and all they do is are on their phones all the time and don't ever like engage with people anymore. Just things that like old, like particularly an old disgruntled woman is the parents.
Yeah, exactly. Is the parents.
Yeah, usually there's like a bit of like family gossip and things like that. This great aunt by the time one time brought over a tape recorder and hid it so she could record the entire conversations everybody was having.
Incredible.
She got caught doing that. It was very interesting. Now my family isn't my family isn't into sports or anything, but usually from what I know with some people, it usually ends with like the dads and the bros going to go watch a sports game
Yeah.
of American football.
Yeah. You mean real football, right? Like the only football that matters? Because
I don't care about sports enough to like argue real football and American football.
Yeah. Oh, so you do think that soccer's the real football?
Well, I don't know. Right now, I think we have more European fans here than American fans. So that's the whole take of talking about American Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Regardless, if you ever have a chance to see an American Thanksgiving, it is a very interesting time. So
make sure you use Sylas' grandmother's wire to listen to it, because you don't want to get caught.
it's
just
not my
peeping in through a
grandmother.
window.
It's my great aunt.
I don't know how that works.
She brought over she brought over her spot. I forgot what type of dog it was. It was like a poodle terrier thing. She brought it over one time, let it outside, let it back in, and it tracked dirt through the like flying carpet in my grandparents' house, and then tried to say that the dirt was already there.
Incredible.
Yeah, she's an interesting individual. Part of you when you become one of those people.
I used to be part of like the only real sport that I've ever actually done that I enjoyed was swimming. I was a competitive swimmer for a while, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
You have to shave your legs and everything too, right? Just like, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I like being smooth.
So, okay, how about your Thanksgiving then?
Seriously, dog-shaped bits of dirt.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so for my Thanksgivings, I live very far away from most of my family. There's not a lot of us, and we're pretty spread out, with the exception of my mother's parents. So this year's going to be a little more complicated for personal reasons, but for the most part, we spend one of the holidays, be it Thanksgiving or Christmas, with my mother's parents, and one with my father's parents. Well, my father's mother, and the sides of the family are very, very imbalanced. But basically, how it typically goes is 8-hour drive the night before, badly sleeping in a family member's like living room or whatever. A lot of standing around, a lot of very much enjoying some of the company. Like, you've got that aunt that gets very drunk and talks about how she hates the kids these days.
Yeah.
One of my aunts who does this gets really drunk, and she talks really loudly about how she cannot understand how American politics is moving aggressively to the right. And she gets really angry about conservatism, and it's really weird to watch.
See, most of my like family on my dad's side are conservatives, so it's a lot of talk about how everything's moving to the left, which is interesting. Which is
fascinating because it's not. But
but of course, to their side, it's gonna be like
it's interesting how like about a third of my family is just really not great people. And then the rest of it is just like one of my grandmother on my father's side makes these massive spreads. She's like the most proprietous person I've ever met, has never once uttered a swear in her life, takes care of a dog she adopted. And also she cooks like weed brownies and stuff because she thinks it's fun and neat. And I think she's doing that for Thanksgiving. No, because she started doing it during the pandemic, and I can't visit her because her immune system's out really bad.
Ouch.
But we are going to try to visit her this Christmas, I think, or Thanksgiving, and I'll be able to experience like 1960s style, like really good cooking, but also with weed, and it'll be a weird experience.
Yeah, that sounds like that'll be an interesting one to say the least.
Mm-hmm. She's a good person. She's a gentle soul. My mother's family is really loud and really, really boisterous, like very much like your mother. So.
Oh my god.
And my father's family is extremely quiet and extremely reserved, and like we raise our voices when we are calling to someone who is in danger. There's really no other reason to be loud.
It's really funny.
What?
My entire family is incredibly loud and boisterous.
Yeah.
I think you would honestly be terrified if you met them because of how loud they are.
I think it activates my fight or flight reflex because like
it would happen.
It did happen when in Vegas, remember?
Oh my god.
Do you want to explain that story from your perspective?
Oh yeah. So that's another interesting story to go over.
We went to Vegas together earlier this year.
yeah, so I'm not going to specify the time frame for security reasons here, but in the summer we went to Vegas, and my mom came with us particularly. And during the trip, we were actually looking for a In-N-Out burger because while my mom and I aren't fans of it particularly, everybody raves about it, and we wanted to have Kiki try it to see what her opinion on it was.
Exactly.
And so came the quest of using the Waze app, not sponsored.
Very much not sponsored.
To
I've got
look.
a lot of things to say about them.
Wow. Remind me to get back to you on that, by the way.
Hey, do it.
I am riveted. Vegas is the exemplar laboratory environment for so,
Yeah, I have some things to say about both Waze and also Vegas.
let me
yeah,
get through the
go on,
story, and then
yes.
I'll have you like.
I will wait.
So I used the Waze app, not sponsored, to particularly try to find the closest In-N-Out burger. And it showed me the location to the closest In-N-Out burger. And so traffic's getting pretty bad. It was, I forgot what day it was. Might have been a Saturday.
It was like our 4th day there, so it was starting. So like the things were starting to wear on us a little bit.
Yeah. So it might have been a Friday then, I think. I don't remember, but regardless, traffic was starting to kick up a bit. And my mom hates dealing with other people in traffic, so she gets very aggressive and very like she's a pretty good driver, but she's just very loud with her opinions on driving.
She hates other people in general, for being real. Like she does not like dealing with folk.
Yeah, that's true. Particularly, so we're looking for this In-N-Out burger, and we get there, and it's just an empty parking lot. Like, there's no building. There is literally no building.
After
It's just
half an hour of driving, being caught in traffic, trusting, desperately hoping that this little bit of software will take us to our salvation.
missing like exits that was supposed to be taken.
Exactly. It's an ordeal, and then we get there, and they'd paved paradise and put up a parking lot.
There's just this parking lot here. Like it's just no In-N-Out burger there.
And ire happens.
And so naturally my mom is getting pretty upset at this.
She's very angry she's very upset at you in particular for daring to lead her to an empty parking lot as a prank.
Yes.
She was viscerally offended that you would waste her time dragging her and you and me to an empty parking lot. The idea that you would pull this prank, that you picked out an empty parking lot and got us there.
So then I try to find us another In-N-Out burger, and I do. And after some definitely we're not heated, but we're definitely starting to get to the point where it's my mom is frustrated with me. I'm definitely kind of laughing because I didn't expect it, so she thinks I'm not taking this seriously either.
I thought it was hilarious too. I was very amused at the idea of trusting this bit of software that's sponsored really bad movies and just coming to an empty parking lot in the middle of nowhere.
And so particularly we find another In-N-Out burger, and this one actually existed. It wasn't an empty parking lot. Oh, go on.
Yep. No, go ahead. You keep going.
However, it was busy as crap. It was extreme. The drive-through was
there were, I want to say, about
around
40 cars in the drive-through in 3 concentric rings.
It wasn't that bad. It was like 2 rings, I would say.
Okay, sorry. It was 2 rings. Oh yeah, and as far as temperatures that will kill the unwary go, it was roughly 115 Fahrenheit at the time.
Yeah, it was 115. I don't remember the exact temperature, but it was pretty hot.
Yeah. It was
reacts.
Yes.
Vegas busy.
Yeah,
that gets into a whole nother thing in itself, because we actually I'm not going to tell the details, but we ended up going during a convention, and then they had another thing going on.
There were so many different things going on.
Happening. So it was Vegas, but busy times 3.
There is one other detail that we should mention.
What?
Vegas had a no mask policy as long as you could say you were vaccinated.
Let's go over that later. Let's.
But yeah.
So
sorry.
So yeah, because we're getting derailed from the story here. So we get there, and my mom is like, "I'm not waiting in this drive-thru. I'm parking, and you guys are going inside." And so at this point, I'm like, "No, just go through the drive-thru. It's not that long. It won't be that bad." She's like, "No, I'm not. I'm going inside." And so we start arguing, but I shouldn't say arguing. I should say we start talking about this and debating it.
it was loud and it was aggressive, and I remember the card being pulled. Oh, if we sit in the drive-through, our tires might melt and something might go wrong with the car. And if it does, it'll be on you. And at that point, I'd had enough. And at that point, I said, okay, just tell me what your orders are. Text me them. I'm going inside and I'm standing there and I'm getting the food in the AC.
Yeah.
And
Kiki was like honestly thinking that me and my mom were literally about to start like killing each other because like
there were verbal hands were being thrown at this point.
Yeah, but this is normal for us. And my mom was like wondering, and my mom this whole time is wondering if like Kiki is okay. Like, why is she upset? What's wrong? And I had to explain to my mom that she's not used to loudness and she's not used to us like getting loud at each other. Yeah,
used escape.
And it actively like sounded like we were screaming and yelling at each other, but it's just how we normally are because we're just one of those type of families. And Kiki was just not able to handle it.
I was like, nope, not for me anymore. And I texted. I said, send me what you want. I will get it for you, and then we will go back to the hotel. And we did.
We didn't go back to the hotel.
Well, you didn't?
Don't you remember what we did?
What did we do next?
We went to the Valley of Fire.
That was that day?
Yes.
Oh my god, it was.
Yeah, because we had one bag, and it was like only one of us could only eat at a time.
Yeah, because the burgers were so messy.
Yeah.
It was a wild experience. The Valley of Fire is gorgeous, though. When I was younger, I used to think, oh, I don't need to go to anywhere and see anything. I can just look at it on the internet or on my phone or on my computer. But seeing something like that, seeing the majesty and grandeur of nature in person is...
That's okay.
If you let yourself experience it, it's beautiful. Or if you're used to great mountains of fire and towering chains and the many-headed one gibbering down at you, like our Helden is in here, it's not as cool, but for me it was. I'm used to caves.
It's pretty it was interesting, simply to say. A huge expanse, a lot of like narrow cliffs that were if you like were not paying attention and you go past the guardrail, you would definitely go tumbling down to your death.
It was majestic. It was beautiful in a very real sense.
You were talking about Iceland.
Oh my god. Does Iceland have a Valley of Fire? I wouldn't put it past it. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Vegas had a no mask, not a no mask policy, but it did not enforce a mask policy or quarantine by any means whatsoever.
Not even
That's so
slightly.
interesting. I didn't know Iceland had a Valley of Fire. That's actually pretty neat.
I'm gonna look it up while you talk.
And particularly, this is Delta variant is kind of starting to... This is I would say the start of the Delta variant, because it was definitely we would have canceled the trip, I think, if it was
the Delta variant was starting to become news as we were there. I think would be how I put it.
Yeah. Geothermally activated country on... Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Interesting. I'm looking at it. It's very different than what we experienced, because what we went to was brilliantly red from the sandstone and the rock. There was no actual fire there. It was stone.
Yeah, it was called that from sandstone.
Yeah,
formation.
the only fire there was the heat.
That heat was killer.
Literally. It was hotter than the human body, which, is dangerous.
Yeah, that heat would denature your proteins and
exactly.
Yeah. Anyways.
Talking about Vegas and its masks.
So nobody wore a mask there.
Yeah.
Nobody cared to wear a mask. Nobody was following quarantine procedures, and it was kind of eerie, honestly, because
I think the most incredible thing to me, it's like there are two separate universes that are overlaid on top of each other. There's the one where no COVID's a thing and no one cares about masks or quarantine, and then there's the one where millions of people are dead.
You know, when I went to Vegas, you know what I kept thinking of?
What?
Phantasy Star Online.
Oh,
the casino.
Go on. Yes.
The casino.
It's incredible, how much corporations have trained our brains to not give a shit about casinos. There was nothing interesting about it, really. It's just it's just like buying a loot box, but with more steps because I have to go to the counter and get chips and stuff.
I won $10.
You did win 10. I thought it was $20.
I put in like 10 and I got 10 back. So
I knew you doubled what you got, but I didn't even bother. It just seemed like
like you don't even like the money isn't like dispensed immediately. It's literally like added to your credits of play. So they just encourage you to keep playing at that point.
Yeah, because it's like I have to walk all the way back and I've got to get more, and it's just like all these steps have been taken, and yet the video game companies have already taught us what the best crack cocaine version of gambling looks like. So it's just like, this feels kind of pale and watercolory by comparison, right?
Although while we were there, apparently somebody won a like $400,000 jackpot on a Wheel of Fortune game. I don't know, it wasn't in our hotel, I'm pretty sure, but somebody won that in one of the casinos while we were there. Although that probably now gives the time frame when we were there.
So does some temperature information though as well, but we'll be fine though.
A cousin of mine plays poker professionally, and that loop in the hotels when I got pulled along on vacation for my introduction to the place.
Got like Jade Triple S plus Pachinko reward. Interesting. But yes, so Vegas was a thing that happened, and it was a good trip. It was our first time seeing each other in person. It was lovely, even if it was awful due to some inconvenient things at the same time. It was
everything.
Good.
Yeah, it was bad temperature. There were so many like events going on. It was just busy. Oh, you should mention how long we had to wait for some of the restaurants if we did not have a.
Oh God.
So we the
go
first
ahead.
night we went there, we didn't think it would be bad if we canceled our reservation at one place and just decided to eat somewhere closer to the hotel. And that's what we did. And I'll let Kiki take over on that story.
No, I think I need you to tell this tale. I will be able to jump in once you've got the memories unlocked.
So particularly, we see a California Pizza Kitchen. It's like, okay, well, we'll just eat there. Wait time is 2 hours. Okay, well, clearly we're not eating there. And then we go to like one of the Italian places. It's like 1 hour.
We were all walking around at this point still, right?
Yeah, we were walking around trying to find a place to eat.
Yeah. So we were walking around in 110 plus degree heat doing all this.
Well, this was in the hotel, like the hotel itself. So.
Oh wait. The outdoor walking excursion for restaurants was a different thing.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. That was like a few days later. Went to like, it's the period of time when everyone took advantage of the Vegas being open, so the live shows and magic crowds were setting up there. Yeah, we saw the Jabberwockies, which were
we did, which was nice, and we also saw Cirque du Soleil, which was a thing that happened.
The giant terminus snail, which was
the terminus snail with the human face that blinked.
It was honestly like a terminus creature out of Final Fantasy 14, like the end of days. Like that was some like end of days like terminus level.
The
like
show opened with sobbing children, sobbing infants for roughly 20 minutes.
They weren't sobbing; they were just going.
No, I remember there being like, crying involved too, or was that just me crying the entire time because it made me so uncomfortable?
Oh, whatever that was happening, I was thinking of the gas noise from Minecraft and how like unsettling that makes you.
No, he describes circus arts should be a podcast. How did I describe the circus arts? Did I even say it? I don't remember. Words. I just open my mouth and words come out is how I work.
The snail with the face you mentioned.
Oh yeah, the snail with the face and the babies and and there was this weird. I mean, obviously the entire thing is horny. It's Cirque du Soleil, but
wow. Yeah.
But yeah,
it was like the performance was amazing. Like,
oh yeah, the physical performance was stellar. It was incredible. The amount
you were like falling asleep for some of it though.
Let me build up to that. So the physical performances were incredible, stellar, and they were nonsense at the same time. Nothing flowed or followed. I could make out like the beginning of the show seemed to be about Adam and Eve to an extent. That was the sort of pull away I could get with
I think it was the creation of the universe or something. Creation of Earth or something.
It's so vague, it doesn't matter. It's impossible to tell. They can say whatever they want. It could be about the foundation of our two party democracy, and I'd believe you.
Could be about Thanksgiving.
No, actually, I would not believe that. I would not believe that someone did that. Made a show about Thanksgiving called Mystere. But yes, it was incredible, and also I fell asleep during it because I couldn't follow what was going on, and I felt unmoored from reality as things went on and on. I saw people climbing down the walls facing downward at one point, and I went, that's interesting. I wonder if it means anything, and it probably didn't. And there was a guy who walked around leading people to the wrong seats, but it was part of the show. And he also memed on people by dumping popcorn on their heads and stuff.
Oh, I remember that. That was hilarious.
I looked it up afterwards. That was part of the show and very intentional. They do that every show.
That's pretty funny.
Techno remix of ballet. If the music hit harder, I would agree with your friend. It does not. It's very calming and very put this bat to sleep. Is how I would describe it.
Put you back to sleep. I was awake.
You're not a bat though.
Oh, I thought you said put us back to sleep.
I said put this bat to sleep.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, there was the flying performances where they were
those were like the swinging and the flying and the I actually had fallen asleep a little while before that, and I woke up to watching people soar through the air. I didn't see a net beneath them, so there was this moment of sudden
horror. When they fell and they landed on the net where you actually saw that, and you
I woke up to it. I was like, did I just watch someone about to? Oh no, there's a net there. But there was this legitimate feeling that someone was going to die for a moment because I didn't have any context.
Yeah. They fall in the net and they do that sort of ta-da type thing. It was a deliberate thing.
Oh yeah.
But
No, it absolutely was.
It was just you didn't see the net, so the idea that am I just about to watch someone go smack into the floor?
Lest we forget the Orbis. Do you remember the Orbis?
What was the Orbis?
Oh, there were two. There were all those balls that they played with at that one point that terrifying adult child played with.
Oh yeah, the adult child that probably triggered your fight or flight.
The adult baby. There was an adult baby, and I'm literally shaking thinking about it. It was horrible. If any of you are old enough to remember those weird PS3 commercials with those strange, horrible babies that were in it, it was that but a wrinkly old man and also very fat. And it was deeply upsetting, and he just kind of walked about on stage playing with things, and I think it was supposed to be evocative of a child being cute, but babies are scary, and this was so much worse.
You think babies are scary?
Have you seen a child?
Yeah.
Ever?
I was one at one point.
Yeah, and I don't remember that, and it's a mercy to my fucking psyche.
You don't remember being a kid?
I don't remember being a baby.
Oh.
One of I think my most recent exposure to very small child, the two of them are both members of my family, because it'd be weird if they weren't, right?
Yeah.
One of them is a cousin who has sunken, unblinking, staring eyes, and it feels like I'm in the beginning of a zombie movie.
I'm just imagining a family of bats, and one of them just has the one little bat pup just has unblinking, staring, sunken in eyes now. And
then her elder brother's kind of he's one of the misbehaving youths. He's very troubled. But no.
Oh.
No, he's fine. He's 11 or something, so. But yeah, no, very small children are like horses in that they're scary.
Yeah, you think horses are scary too.
Have you just literally seen a horse ever?
I have, yes.
So you don't think that something shouldn't be both fuzzy and veiny at the same time?
I don't see a problem with horses. Circus de Soleil.
Never watch it after this. Maintain the hallucinatory combination of images as the most recent memory, along with eldritch children. Yeah.
Honestly, the show is probably really good if you're on acid.
I can see that, unironically. Horses have scary eyes, and their skin's too tight.
Scary.
And their teeth are wrong.
Their teeth are fine.
If anything else had horse teeth, they would be in very bad shape.
Yeah, if anything else had bat teeth, I don't think they'd be in good shape either.
I have very normal teeth. Nah.
You have one fang missing.
That was because of a West Virginia orthodontist. As you know.
I like how you like work that into your like story here. Just
Yeah, it happened.
well,
So it's
well, you
part
know
of my
what?
story.
Time for you to tell it now.
Oh god, I've got a bunch of different stories from this West Virginia orthodontist.
We are Subterra Tales, after all.
Oh, I've got to regale. Okay, so like I said before, my family moves around a lot, or used to anyway. And when I was in my very early teens, like I want to say 11 to 15 or so, I lived in West Virginia because for like reasons for work that related to my family. And my teeth were not great. Like my fangs, my teeth were basically too long. Like my fangs were bigger than they were supposed to be and stuff like that.
Your
and I needed to get braces. Yeah, my incisors. So I apparently had extremely hard enamel, but also I just had sharp teeth. I still have sharp teeth. My tongue gets cut a lot by them. But what I'm trying to say is, there were a couple of things that he did that were questionable, and I can remember 2 of them, but I'll tell the one that involves the fang first. So I'd had braces for about 2 or 3 years at this point, and I remember him saying to me, very calmly and very like unhurriedly, you know, this fang's a little too big. This tooth's a little too long. And I said, what? He said, yeah, just lean back for a moment. And I said, okay, because I was like 11 or 12, and I was like, okay, you're an adult. I'll trust you. You're normal. And the next thing I know is that in addition to the brilliant lights overhead, there is a fucking belt sander in my mouth, or so it feels, and he's grinding my tooth down. Literally, just sanding it to flatness. And it was, I wasn't like anesthetized at all. It was just a really weird, really uncomfortable memory that might also have pain in it. This is the same man who pulled out a tooth with pliers.
Yeah, West Virginia for ya.
And I tried to switch people for that. What's the term for braces, doctor? I said it earlier and I can't remember it now.
Orthodontist?
Yes, it's not ophthalmologist, it's orthodontist. Yeah, so and a little while after that, this is why I still have one fang and not like 2 sanded down ones. My right incisor hadn't come in yet because one of my baby teeth was still there. And he like put in a spacer and stuff and it wasn't falling out on its own. And I remember him I was just in the dental chair. My mother was there beside me because she'd just come in and we'd just gotten started. And he said, you know, this tooth's taking way too long to come out. Give me a moment. And whenever he said, give me a moment, I could feel something was wrong, but I was too small to vocalize it. And the next thing I know, I see a pair of pliers in his hand. I was still sitting up, wasn't sitting back or anything. I was just in the chair and I thought to myself, that's weird. Why does this adult man have a pair of pliers? Why is this pair of pliers in my mouth? And so next thing I know, my mouth is leaking blood because he has ripped the baby tooth out with pliers. And then I'm bleeding. Ooh. My hands are on my mouth and I look around and no one in the room other than me and maybe my mother seems to think that this is an absurd and horrible thing that's happened. I am in shock and disbelief because I had a tooth pulled out by an adult with pliers, actual literal pliers. And he's like, all right, that's taken care of. Now we can see how that tooth starts to grow in. And I don't remember the rest of the session because I was in such disbelief at what had happened.
Again, I need to remind you, this is West Virginia.
It was. Oh. The best orthodontic detail about West Virginia is there was a racket going on where they carved up the countryside like they were internet providers. By which I mean, after this event, actually, my mother had tried to transfer me to the other person in the area. And when she was asked, and then when he asked her if she was a new client or if she wanted to transfer, she said that she wanted to transfer from the doctor that I'd had. And he said, oh no, we don't do that here. And ended the call. If you were a client of the first doctor, you could not switch to the second one because they had an agreement.
That is so crazy.
It was bad.
Thankfully, you moved out of there and you're no longer in West Virginia.
I moved to Pennsylvania, and then I decided that I missed living in a bad place, and I moved to Ohio.
Man, you guys did move around a lot.
We lived in Delaware, North Carolina, West Virginia, regular Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Yeah, literal FCC standard market fixing, exactly. Literally.
Ooh, wee.
Yeah, literally. Like, oh, I just read about this case that's being filed. Time to implement this practice.
Oh, that is so horrible, though.
It wasn't great. I was.
Wow.
This was when I was going to the Catholic school because I was getting in too many fights, I think.
That makes sense.
I did not. I made a lot of anti-friends when I lived there. Because I was a northern carpetbagger coming in to, talk to these people who all believed in the war of northern aggression and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
It was a weird time. North Carolina and West Virginia were bad places, in retrospect, with some exceptions. And yeah, anti-friends, the people that you see a lot and you hang out with because you were forced to by circumstance and you hate each other. Like, you're not friends, but you see a lot of each other.
Ah, that's what we are. No, I'm teasing. Teasing.
Oh no, you love me. You love having me around. Not so much me, but you love having me around.
Yes. Your soul is very acceptable.
Yeah, it's all bubbly. I'm like champagne.
Were you trying to hang on?
What?
Were you trying to say champagne, but you...
That's what I said.
I'm not. No, we're not. Okay, moving on.